Welcome to season 2 of my sister's surgery journey. It's been a long time in development, I know. And I'm not just talking about my sister's face. If you are new here, this might be a bit of a random video for you to see me post, but truthfully, you never really know what you're gonna get with my channel, so you may as well buckle in now. But this is my wonderful sister, Leah, who happens to be a trans woman currently undergoing the process of becoming her most authentic self. And a few years ago, I documented the first surgical step that she took on this journey. Why did I document it, you ask? Well, clearly it was just for the AdSense, babes. Yeah, I was trying to cash in. Absolutely not. Many of you may not be aware, but transitioning is an incredibly difficult process, and I'm not even talking about the social aspects. If you are someone who wishes to medically transition in any way, even if you have the support of your friends and family, it is an uphill battle. We live in the UK, a country that currently has many aspects of medical transitioning available as part of the National Healthcare Service, which means that technically you don't have to pay for it. But that doesn't mean that these things are accessible. Many aspects of this journey are met with roadblock after roadblock, from difficult doctors to dehumanizing and degrading interviews testing whether or not they believe in their opinion that you are trans enough. And at any point along this incredibly emotionally laborious and taxing journey, a difficult doctor could just say, "Nah babe, I don't believe you." But if you manage to get through all of that, there are unbelievably long wait times. My sister was quoted a wait time of 3 years just to get access to a referral to a gender clinic that would then let her get access to hormones to begin her transition. 3 years. And these wait times, limited surgical options, and in many cases dehumanizing practices mean that many trans and non-binary people are forced into choosing between compromising their mental health and going private. Now, if you saw season 1 of my sister's surgery journey, you will know that an incredible hospital in South Korea called Nana reached out to me and offered my sister any surgeries that she needed to help with the process of her transition, free of charge, in exchange for me just documenting the process. Documenting this journey was the only way that my sister could gain access to surgeries that could help her be happy and healthy in her own body. And I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who watched season 1, who supported my sister's GoFundMe, who liked, left a nice comment, shared, because you are actually massively helping. Our first trip with them was such a success that when my sister needed other surgeries to help her with her transition, they were the only people that we wanted to work with. And so we have season 2. But before I get into this video, I do just have to make a few things clear. I am not being paid by Nana. I was not given any scripted talking points, and at no point did they tell me to censor my opinions or our experience. However, I do legally have to say that this video is sponsored. And the reason for that is just because of advertising standard guidelines in the UK. I have to make you aware we receive these surgeries free of charge in exchange for documenting the process. I also want to say that the money that this video makes from AdSense, including the money from the very lovely sponsorship that I'm going to talk about in a minute, is all going to help further support my sister. So if you have time, please do stick around to watch the sponsorship that is about to roll. Guys, girls, gays and theys, you lot devoured my last integration with them, so me and the girls back at Balesa have cooked up a scheme. And the crowd goes wild. Yes, they do. Balesa is a bi-women sexual wellness brand who I live, love, love. Their mission is to allow everyone to feel empowered in their body, with or without a partner. Essentially, they're just trying to let you have a merrier Christmas, babe. And to do that, me and the girls at Balesa are functioning as a sort of sexual wellness Father Christmas. That's right, because we're giving away free gift cards and free toys. Yeah. Toys, Christmas, it's a topical reference, to everyone that signs up to my giveaway, linked in the description down below or in the pinned comment if you're not currently watching this and you just scroll down to the comments to have a peruse. Those of you who are familiar with this channel, you'll recognize this bad boy. This is the Pebble. She's discreet, she's compact, she's rechargeable by a USB, she's pink. And those are only the superficial things that I like about her, because much like an optician, there's more to her than meets the eye. She's got suction and vibration controlled independently, ergonomically built to fit in your hand, so no hand cramps, okay? Very important that you know that. We've all been there. I think. I hope so. The biggest and bestest part is that there is no annoying pattern modes. I'm sick of a pattern, okay? I'm like a seamstress who's gone off the rails. I'm sick of a pattern. She's so discreet you could just pop her in your bag. And you'd never know. Tell you what else you could pop in your bag and you'd never know? This. Now you may be thinking, but Ellbat, why are you holding up a car key? I mean, you are kind of right, it does literally have a car on it, but my dearest darling, fear you are mistaken. This little thing does not unlock a car, it unlocks your sexual pleasure. This is the key vibe. This controls a magnetic underwear attachment made of silky smooth silicone. An attachment that has 5 different vibration speeds, is waterproof and rechargeable. She's wireless. That's right, we're going digital. Listen, if you really want to celebrate the joy of Christmas, you can't be doing that without a toy. Everyone who signs up to my giveaway in the description down below gets one. Or a gift card. It's a win-win. Thank you so much to the girls over at Bellessa for sponsoring me again. And thank you very much to you guys for supporting my sponsors. Thank you for allowing me to keep working with Bellessa. They're wonderful. Please do sign up to the giveaway down below. It's to everyone's benefit, babe. If you get a toy, you'd be having a white Christmas. I can't say that. I think I'm gonna get demonetized. That was outrageous. So the journey begins with us on our way to Seoul, South Korea. I almost missed this flight, by the way, because my train was cancelled, which did make me think that perhaps my dad was onto something when he dragged my family to the airport 5 hours early anytime we were going on holiday. I'm starting to think that maybe cutting it to the hour was not the smart move. Anyway, because of flight schedules, there was actually no direct flights to Seoul, so we ended up doing a layover in China. We hung around in the airport and had some food before getting on our connecting flight, but it was my first time ever in China, and I forgot that Google, Instagram, and the like does not actually work in China, so I was just sat there twiddling my thumbs for 4 hours. Upon arrival in Korea, we went through customs and went to go collect our bags.
Got my suitcase. It has officially been like 24 hours of travelling at this point. I'm exhausted. I want to go to bed. I want to eat some food.
Nana had very kindly organised a taxi to collect us from the airport and take us straight to our hotel.
Personally, I'm having the best time. It's 1 in the morning. And I'm sat in bed eating the saddest pot of ramen that I've ever seen. Watching the information slideshow of the hotel, which is the most incredible elevator music on. I'm honestly in a place filled with incredible food, and this is what I'm doing.
And I cannot tell you how nice it was to not have to quarantine in solitary confinement for 2 weeks. Yes, that did really happen. You can watch my videos from the first season of my sister's transition, they're linked down below. But yeah, we spent 2 weeks in solitary confinement, not even seeing each other. Meals were delivered by people wearing hazmat suits. It was a time. The next morning was consultation and surgery day for Leah. We walked to Nana because it was just a few minutes from our hotel, and what was really surprising to us was that since the last time we were here a few years ago, Nana had grown exponentially. They previously only had a few floors in this big high-rise building, but now they had all of them. The girls are expanding. We were met by a wonderful team of translators, helpers, and videographers who are going to be guiding Leah through this whole process. The videographers were there getting content for their socials, which was part of Leah's contract. They don't usually go around filming patients. It's just Leah. I cannot stress how nice it is to have a person on hand who can help you with translation and just generally being an advocate for your needs. But Leah is low-key a pro at this point. They took her to have all of her pre-op scans. This is just to help the surgeon get an idea of what surgeries are possible, any potential complications that could arise, and also to just make sure that she is generally fit and in healthy shape for surgery. And then it was time for her consultation. This is always a really interesting part because it's where her doctor gets the chance to have a look at her. This time around, my sister had some very specific goals that she wanted to achieve in terms of her facial aesthetics. Surgeries that she was most interested in discussing were having the pins out from her previous genioplasty, a forehead reduction, which includes a brow bone reduction, to reduce the overhang of her eyebrows. It's actually quite common for people who were assigned male at birth to, essentially just because of testosterone, have a more defined brow bone, whereas people assigned female at birth tend to have a more recessive one. And she also wanted a cheekbone reduction. This is because she's always felt that her cheekbones are incredibly angular, which she felt was kind of in contrast with the version of femininity that she most resonated with. She also had discussions around potentially having a chin implant or a fat transfer to help plump and round her face. She kind of changed her mind about a chin implant after the doctor said that he didn't really feel that it was necessary. And unfortunately, Leah did not have enough fat on her body to have a fat transfer.
근데 지방이 없어 보이는데? 지방이 할 수는 없죠.
Because we're talking right now about fat reducing, but you have no fat.
He then taught Leah through the other surgeries and kind of gave her an overview of what he felt would be possible in terms of what she was trying to achieve with those surgeries. The whole time we had a wonderful translator ensuring that nothing was lost in communication, even though the doctor's English was amazing. Which, I mean, the same cannot be said for my Korean. It's diabolical. After the consultation, Leah got to look through a portfolio of images of similar patients so that she could get a better idea of how each surgery would impact her appearance. It gave her the space to decide if aesthetically that was for her or not. I don't think people realise that many aesthetic surgeries will have wildly different results depending on your personal facial structure. And sometimes people can go into surgeries looking for a particular thing that then is not necessarily possible for their unique appearance. And I think that was really helpful for Leah because it helped her visualize what she was sure she wanted and what she didn't. Remember that regardless of whether you are trans or not, each individual will have an aesthetic that they feel most speaks to them. It is entirely personal. So the physical aesthetic that Leah is trying to achieve to help her find some kind of congruence between her physical appearance and her internal self is not going to reflect everyone's. It is incredibly unique and individual, and I think that's very important to note, that what she's hoping for is probably not what you would hope for, and vice versa, and that's the beauty of being human, darling. After that, it was time for surgery prep. This involved taking Leah upstairs to have her bloods drawn, which is where they check that she is currently in a really healthy condition.
Yeah, it's like see-through, so you can find the vein really easy.
Go in, please don't move. 이따가 그 CT도 찍어야 돼요. Extra like 5 minutes.
여기 이렇게 하시면 안 돼요.
So no rubbing.
They also take scans of her lungs just to make sure that she is well enough to go under general anesthesia.
So we will move up.
She also had her before photos taken. Something that's quite fun about Nana is that all of their patients have before and after photos. These are not shared without your consent or permission, but in Leah's case it's actually really interesting because you get to have a really good view of how her surgeries have changed her face. Leah washed her face and got ready to have her final consultation with the doctor, where he turned her into a little human canvas for his Sharpies.
Along the way, please ask, okay?
Close your eyes.
This is a really important part of the process as it's where the doctor maps out Leah's ideal results on her face as part of a set surgery plan, and it allows them to make sure that nothing is lost in communication and they know exactly what each surgery is trying to achieve and the results that they're after. I'm not gonna lie, this was kind of diva. I'm kind of obsessed with this look, which I don't know why, because it's like surgery pencil marks.
Did you understand everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
The surgery for the brow bone, is that also in the hairline?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all included together in the position. So yeah, forehead reduction, brow bone reduction, and then cheekbone reduction, all reduction.
Do you, am I staying in the hospital overnight as well?
일단 입원하라고는 있거든요.
That's not mandatory, but yeah, you can
Okay.
if you want.
I think I prefer to go back to the hospital.
So it's gonna be your new hairline.
Okay.
1 centimeter.
Wow.
Okay.
Wait, so you moved the whole hairline? The scalp. That's amazing.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's so clever.
So crazy.
Wow.
I ran out onto the street looking like this.
Do it, I guarantee, but you look great, babe. Never look better. Yeah, surgery is going to be 6 hours, so
Ish.
that's a long time to be in an operating theatre. I'm going to be...
It's like half as long as my last one, though. Just 10.
Your last one was 10?
After Leah had locked in exactly what she wanted and what she was hoping to achieve, we had the fun legal stuff. This is where Leah is talked through exactly what will happen in each surgery, as well as being made aware of any potential risks. Because although it is incredibly safe, no cosmetic surgery comes without risks. And Nana did an amazing job of making sure that she was fully informed at every single step of this process.
You consulted the doctor, you told the doctor what you want to achieve through the surgery, so you're giving the right to the doctor to proceed as what you guys consulted during the consultation. consultation and the designing. And then possibility of revision. So there may be two possibilities for the revision. First one would be due to dissatisfaction. If you're not satisfied with the result, you can come back 6 months later, because that's when all revisional surgeries are possible. You can consult the doctor, tell the doctor what you want to achieve more. And then the fourth one talks about possibility. There are the first aid, like we have a resident anesthesiologist, so 3 doctors for anesthesia, with the forehead lifting, with the brow bone reduction, and then the cheekbones on your inside of your mouth, and the pin removal as well, also through the inside of your mouth. So these scars at first may be, of course, visible because you had your surgery, right? Yeah, and then but as time goes by,
Yeah, I mean, I have scars in my armpit and I can't even see them anymore.
yeah, they will be gone like that. And the doctor also will try to make the scars and incisions that's near your hairline so that it's fairly visible. But just do note that at first there will be scars that's visible, okay? And then also when it comes to the face contouring, there are limitations as to how much he can make your face 100% symmetrical. So we all have asymmetry on our face. Yeah, so he'll try his best to make it symmetrical. Can you sign your name over here, please? Thank you.
As ready as I'll ever be.
After that, we headed down to the surgery floor where Leah stored her belongings and we said our goodbyes.
More reduction, cheekbone reduction, and then pin removal, and then brow bone reduction and forehead reduction.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
What's
our
the red? Is that my hair colour? Up here. I'm next to the OR now. I'm ready to go in. So I think I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye, my dear.
Be safe.
Yes, have a nice day.
Don't cause any problems. Don't swear like you did last time. She got like anesthesia, and as it started to knock her out, she was like, I'm high as and we'll see her. Bye. Bye. So whilst my sister was getting sliced and diced, I went to buy her a nice teddy bear to cheer her up. Saw these very cute ones in the Kakao store. Shout out Kakao. Then I went to Gwangjang Market to scoff my face with street food. This was originally going to be an entirely separate video, but if you saw my South Korea series last time, I mentioned that I had a big issue with a translator / videographer that I had hired for these shoots who was insane. This was the first shoot that I did with this man, and he claimed he was a videographer. This was the footage that this man filmed. I did not fire him on the spot, and I allowed him to be the translator for the second shoot, and that went about as well as can be expected because he went absolutely nuts and started screaming the place down. So in future, when people lie on their resume and end up being very bad at the job, don't give them a second chance. They will let you down again. I ended up getting a call whilst I was at Gwangjang Market that Leah's surgeries had finished slightly early and she was actually ready after her observation period to go home. I was a little bit away from the hospital at this point, but luckily the lovely ladies at Nana helped her back to the hotel and got her completely settled. When I got back, however, nothing could have prepared me for this. Yeah, it wasn't her finest look, though admittedly, not her worst. You want some food? So, Leah didn't have the card to pay for her prescription earlier because I had it, because I was in Gwangjang Market eating food. She couldn't get her prescription, which means that now is 11 p.m. It is about to pour it down with rain because there's a typhoon coming, and I've got to go and try and find a 24-hour pharmacy to get Leah her drugs. So I'll let you know if I find one. Hopefully I will. Otherwise I'm going to get swept up in a typhoon. I don't even know her. Certainly not well enough to be inside her. Goodness me. Leah had quite a few medications for me to collect. Painkillers, medicines to help make sure she doesn't get an infection, as well as a special antiseptic mouthwash, because when they took out her genioplasty pins, that is an incision that they did inside of her mouth, just under her front row of teeth. And when they did the cheekbone reduction, those were incisions on either side of the top of her mouth, and obviously have to be kept clean. I'm actually amazed that I managed to get it, because like in the UK, I don't even know if we have 24-hour pharmacies, but I got one and I'm walking back in the rain. I bought Leah an ice cream because she couldn't really open her mouth much because it was very swollen, so solid foods were not really a go for her. This looks like some kind of scene from a horror film where like you're a child who was like I don't know, had an unfortunate accident in a Victorian mill, and now you're just like haunting a house with an ice cream. Is it nice, at least? Okay. And we essentially just spent the next 10 days with me walking back and forth to the convenience store to heat her up bowls of Korean porridge. There's a typhoon, and I'm walking microwave porridge to my sister. And she would just very sadly sip that soup with a tiny little spoon. She couldn't actually have a shower to wash her hair during this period because she needed to keep the incisions dry. So poor girl, she was struggling. Little jump scare warning here, I am going to show you some very swollen pictures of my sister, as well as some slightly gory close-ups of her healing scars, so if that's not for you, look away. On day 10, it was time for her to have her final checkup at Nana. This is always fun because Leah has this crazy metabolism, so everyone ends up being really amazed by how fast she de-swells. It's very impressive. They take some more scans of her face and bones, as well as check the wound sites of her surgeries. A little gore warning here, because I haven't explained much about how they do the forehead, brow, and cheekbone reduction. It's about as graphic as you'd imagine. They essentially cut you open and shave your bones down. With a forehead reduction, they actually cut into your head around the hairline, and then they staple and stitch your skin back closed about an inch or so lower so that you have a smaller forehead. The scar for this surgery basically goes across the entire length of your hairline.
It's so good. 아, 잠시만요.
Just wondering where I get my stitches out if I go home and get them out.
그럼 어디서 할 수 있을까요? 영국은 또
The scar looks good.
Modern medicine and technology amazes me because look at Leah's before and after scans. Everything looked great, but after checking the long incision across her hairline, the doctor decided that he wanted to give her a little more time to heal, meaning that Leah would have to arrange to have these removed in the UK as we were leaving the next day. After cleaning up Leah's stitches and staples, Leah had a little face mask done, as well as being given an intensive UV light healing treatment, which is essentially designed to help promote de-swelling and healing. And while she was doing that, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit jealous because it did look very fun. So the lovely ladies at Nana let me go in a fun oxygenation chamber, just for giggles. All relaxed, clean and healing, we headed back to the hotel to pack up to head home. Stay tuned for part 2, which is a fun little Q&A with my sister where we talk a little bit more about her experience and show her final results. I have left links to Nana's contacts and social media details down below if this is something you want to look further into for yourself. I have also got the giveaway with Balessa linked in the description down below too, and in the pinned comment. Again, thank you so much to Nana for providing these life-changing surgeries for my sister. And thank you to you, the audience, for not only watching, but liking, sharing, supporting these videos. I truly believe that I live on the nicest corner of the internet because I'll be honest, I really enjoy reading my comment section. I have nice chats with people in there. It's just generally a good time, and I don't feel like there are many corners of the internet where you can have a good old natter in the comment section. Additionally, if you have any questions about transitioning, feel free to ask them in the comments down below, as long as they are not weirdly invasive. Remember that trans people are regular people, and you should not ask weirdly invasive questions. However, it is a good faith place in the comment section, which means you can ask comments in good faith and people will respond believing that you are after nothing more than information rather than having any malicious intent. So feel free to ask any questions and me or another member of the lovely audience, I'm sure, will get back to you. If you want to get more regular updates, please do follow my Instagram, which is here. It's Eleanor L. Bateman. If you want to see more of my face, feel free to subscribe. Click the notification bell because you know, you never know what you're going to get on my channel, and there's a high chance the YouTube algorithm just figures that this one isn't for you. So you'll never see it. Whereas if you put the notification bell on, you'll see it most of the time. And that is a good thing. And I will see you in the Q&A with my sister coming out in a few days. We'll give it a few days. Let this one brew for a bit first.